Good morning, children. Welcome back. In the last videos, we have started with chapter number 7, the administration of the Swaraj. And in that videos, we have seen that how the administrative policies were being implemented by Shivaji Maharaj for the smooth functioning of the Swaraj. Today, we are going to see some more points in this chapter. So let's begin with the explanation part and see which all points we are going to cover in this video. In this part of the video, we are going to cover the points about forts, that how they were been captured and were brought under the power of Maratha kingdom. We are going to see sea forts, that how they were established. We are going to see about navy, that how Shivaji Maharaj took initiative for navy. And even we are going to see about the concern for the welfare of his subjects, that how protection was been given to the Maratha warriors as well as the people who were under his kingdom. Forts were of great importance in the medieval age. Because of the position of the fort, it was possible to keep an eye in the surrounding areas as well as to protect from the enemy's attack. So the position in the forts were made in such a way that the people who were keeping an eye could easily see that the enemies are coming and they are going to attack on the forts. Even forts were the protection from the for the common people from the attack of foreign invasion. So people in these kingdom used to take shelter in the forts that were being made or which were being brought under the control of Maratha powers. It was possible in the fort to keep the stock of different things that were being required by the people who were living inside the fort, such as food grains, war materials that was being used during the time of war, ammunition, the same thing used during the time of war, and military garrison. Military who were under the power of Shivaji Maharaj and were looking after the fort, they were being provided training to fight against the enemies. So trainings were also given to the people who were in the military. The importance of forts in the foundation of Swaraj is well stated in the Ajna Patra. That means why these forts were being captured and why they were being brought under the control of Maratha power. The importance of the forts. This all thing is been mentioned in this Ajna Patra. So it stated that this kingdom was created by the late river and exaggerate majesty forts alone. That means many had sacrificed, many had devoted their life for the foundation of Swaraj, but still they have been remembered with the presence of these forts. And not only one or single, but many had contributed for the establishment of Swaraj. There were about 300 forts in the Swaraj. That means these 300 forts were being looked by Shivaji Maharaj. Certain were being captured by different kingdoms and certain were being built by Shivaji Maharaj for the establishment of Swaraj. So Shivaji Maharaj used to spend a considerable amount of money on the building and repair of these forts. That means he took care, he maintained these forts and he built hill forts like Pratapgarh, Pavangarh, and Rajgarh. So these were the hill forts. In the first chapter, we have seen different types of forts. If you remember, we have seen hill forts, we have seen sea forts, and other different types of forts. So among these three were the hill forts that were being established by Shivaji Maharaj. Certain people were being appointed to look after the administration as well as the maintenance of the fort. So there was a killedar, a subnis, and a karkhanes who would look after each and every fort. So the karkhanes looked after the storage of the food grains and the maintenance of war material that was being required on the fort. Moving on to the next part is seafoods. Maharaj knew the importance of forts. That is why he had emphasis on different types of forts. And among them, sea forts were also given importance. So Shivaji Maharaj knew the importance of sea forts. So one of the sea forts that he built was Sindhudurga at Malvan. And it was an excellent sea fort. Why? Because it had given strength to the construction of the fort with five kandis of lead was poured into its foundation. As you can see in the slide that the fort is surrounded by the water from all the sides. That means its foundation should be very strong enough so that it should stand still properly in the water. So Maharaj looked after the work of the fort properly and saw that the foundation is very strong enough. One of the famous sea fort was called as Padmadurga and it was built in front of Rajapuri so that the Siddhi power that was established in front of this fort would come to know the importance and the power of Maratha kingdom as well. So about this fort, Maharaj has said in a letter that by constructing Padma Durga, he had set up another Rajapuri to overshadow the Rajapuri of the Siddhi. That means the fort that was built by Shivaji Maharaj was so strong enough that it could not withstand the power of Siddhis. It would teach them a great lesson that how Maratha kingdom is strong enough and can handle each and every attack of the enemies. We have seen in the previous chapters also that how Shivaji Maharaj had to struggle and to fight against the enemies, how he need to withstand in front of the enemies and their attacks. So the enemies on the west coast of India, that is the Portuguese of Goa, the Siddhi of Janjira and the British factors of Surat and Rajapuri were creating an obstacle in the establishment and in the work of expanding of Swaraj, means they were putting hindrance in this work of expanding of the Swaraj. Shivaji Maharaj decided to teach them lesson. Now how this is possible to stop their unwanted activities? So Shivaji Maharaj decided to protect the west coast and curb their activities. So for this reason Shivaji Maharaj raised a navy. He realized that the one who has a navy can control the sea properly, and that was a foresight of Shivaji Maharaj. So he decided that he would train navy and that would look after the seaports that were established and will protect from the enemy's attack. There were 400 ships of various kind in his navy who would look after the seaports. So they included battleships so that the enemies who were going to attack on the seaports that were under the control of Maratha powers, they would teach them a good lesson. So these battleships were like Gurab, Galbat and Pal. So these ships were built in the creek of Kalyan Bhiwandi. So they were built there, and Vijayadurg and Malwan Mayak Bhandari as well as Daulat Khan were the chief naval commanders who would look after the navy and would give them training to fight against the enemies who are creating obstacles or are creating hindrance in the expanding of Swaraj. Moving on to the last point in the chapter is concern for the welfare of his subjects. We know the qualities of Shivaji Maharaj. We have seen how bravely he used to work for Swaraj as well as would look after all the administrative policies and look after the welfare of his subjects in different criteria. So Maharaj did not work only with the limited ambitions of conquering enemy territories and establishing dominance like other things, but his main objective was to make his subjects independent. We all know what was the criteria fixed by Shivaji Maharaj and why he thought of establishing Swaraj. We know the meaning of Swaraj, that means self independence. So, what was the dream of Shivaji Maharaj? That everyone should work independently. No one should rule them or no one should get dominated by other kingdoms. So, they should work independently for themselves as well as should find justice in whatever work they are doing. He knew that the work of establishing Swaraj was not easy, as well as he was surrounded from all the sides with the enemies. To protect Swaraj from enemies, he need to be well versed in each and every activity. So he was aware that if his subjects were to really get enjoyed with the freedom and independency and enjoy these rights, it was necessary to have a disciplined administration, and that is why he had made council of ministers who would look after different administrative works that was of the kingdom. Even he need to take care of welfare of his people, and well as to protect the conquered territories from enemies. So that was his main intention, to protect the Swaraj as well as to protect the kingdom, and the welfare of his subjects should be given importance too. So Maharaj was not merely a ruler only, but he was a watchful administrator as well, who would look after, who would care for his people's welfare. And this is clearly seen in his administration of the state. How well versed and how well cleared, crystal clear his ideas were. And he used these ideas for the establishment and to fight against different enemies who continuously had commanded or created obstacles in the establishment of Swaraj. Here we end with our chapter number 7 in this video. And in this video, we have seen that how Maharaj had established fort and looked after these forts from enemies. And these forts had played an important part in the establishment as well as welfare of his kingdom and his subjects. How Navy had protected the sea forts. Thank you, my dear children, for watching the video. Take care. Bye bye. In the next video, we'll continue with the next chapter in history. Till then, take care. We're meeting soon in the next video. Bye bye.